On your break today, it's Mother's Day. One of my favorite mothers stops by to talk about her job of being a mom, and my mom and I have a Mother's Day conversation. All right, time to clock out for lunch. Welcome into the Paid Lunch, and thanks for spending your break with us. I'm Heavy D. With me, as always, is Andy P. And this podcast's mother, for sure, Ryno. Say hi to the hustlers, fellas.
I was in such a good mood until that got hit. Well, whatever.
You don't think you're the mother? You seem much more responsible than they are.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Does that make me dad? Are we married?
Yeah.
Speaking of mothers, it's Mother's Day. Yeah, we didn't have the applause. I missed it.
Yay!
Applause. It's your fault.
Amateur shit.
I think it's your fault.
Yeah,
Applause game.
You should be on top of it. We have Kay in studio. She's a mother. I mean, that's just that. She's just a mother, and we wanted to have a mom on because that's the hardest. That's the hardest job there is.
You know what the hardest job is?
Say hi to the hustlers, Kay.
Hey.
I'll give you the hardest job in the world is someone who is a regular here when we're recording is probably one of our biggest supporters. Having to explain to them for 20 minutes before this starts out how it runs and operates.
What you don't see
God, her eyes just rolled
you
so
don't see
hard
is-
they fell out the back of her head.
if you follow us on Instagram or Patreon, you see like the pictures when everybody's here, like pre-show and everything, and it's Monroe and Kay are here pretty much every time we record. They're here just because there's food and other people here, and Monroe seems to show up if there's going to be food. So that's kind of how that happens. And Kay knows everything about. She could probably edit the podcast, but
Hell, they talk as much or more than I do.
Yeah, they do, like in the background or on the side, but now she has said, hello. That's all she said.
No rebuttal. Come on, stand up for yourself. Fight back.
Hey.
That's literally, you got to pull the mic closer to yourself. I don't, we had this, I didn't want to have to tell you in front of everybody to pull the mic closer.
And he said, I'm the mother of the podcast.
Okay, that's true. All right.
Am I
you
the
got me.
child? Is that where this is all?
No, I think you're the dude who
like-
sits on the couch.
He's the absent-minded uncle that just kind of pops in every once in a while. Uncle Jesse.
Uncle fucking Jesse.
Or he's probably actually more like, do you want to be Jesse or what was the other one? Dave Coulier, Joey. Which one do you want to be here?
I mean, you're asking me about a show that was made like the year I was born. I've got
Bro, that's been in syndication now for the better part of 30 years.
What do you think sits around and watches Beverly Hillbillies? When we sit around and watch. So you had something interesting happen to you this week, right?
It's been actually
I know it's been going on a long time,
for
but there's
quite
like
some time.
some continuation.
I call it the Doppelganger saga. It's great. It should be made into a movie.
I hope it is. You won't get cast though.
No, I can see. I'm perfectly fine with them casting Zach Galifianakis. He's fat, beard, like all of it. I think it just works. You just need to shave his
I feel
head.
like you're giving yourself credit.
Yeah, probably. So a lot of people that know me or have been around me on social media, I've kind of seen something that kind of erupted about 4 years ago is the weirdest scenario I've ever been through in my life.
And this is relevant now because the most recent recent thing is
it
about
comes
a
full
job.
circle. It comes
Yeah.
full circle. So my name is spelled incredibly unique. Ryne. You don't see a whole lot of Rynes pronounced RY or spelled RYNE. So I got in very early
I thought you were
into.
going to drop for sure right there why your name looked that.
I don't know.
You didn't say it.
What about the Sandberg?
Yeah.
Nobody cares about the Cubs except for
That's
me.
fucking true.
So I got into Gmail very early, like when the first 1,000 users. So I was very
Flex.
happy to get
Digital flex.
Oh yeah, Ryan Johnson at Gmail. No periods, no underscores, nothing.
fuck.
Just
I hope
first
people
name,
see
last
me.
name at
Send him
Gmail.
nudes.
Just blow it up.
Send them nudes.
I'm getting this other guy's life story, so might as well just go ahead and throw it at me. So a few years back, I opened up my email, and there's a ongoing correspondence between a bunch of gentlemen trying to prepare for a bachelor party.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, all of these guys are in Texas, surrounding area, Oklahoma, things like that. I'm like, somebody screwed up. This is not me.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, these guys are throwing some money at this event, like pretty lavish. They're trying to decide on New Orleans,
you're
Las
getting invited.
Vegas, and I'm invited. So I tried to do the mature thing, which I shouldn't have. I was like, hey guys, y'all have got the wrong email address. You really need to look into this. It's probably there's another Ryan Johnson, I'm sure. Just figure out his
Seems like you should
email.
get a hold of your buddy.
Yeah, get a hold of your friend. Text him. Do something. Jesus. So they laughed it off. They thought I was joking. They continue with the whole entire correspondence back and forth. So I'm at this point, I'm just
Ryan,
like,
he's so silly.
oh, God, he's stroking out again. So at that point, I was just like, fuck it. I'm committed. I'm going to have fun with this. So they actually start having a vote for New Orleans or Las Vegas. I was the swing vote. All right.
That's fucking awesome.
At this point, it's 3-3. I'm like, fuck it. New Orleans is closer for me. I'm voting New Orleans. Vote New Orleans. They count my vote. I was
That
the
is
swing vote
awesome.
that decided that this whole entire wedding bachelor party was going to New Orleans. So then they start planning it out. They're booking flights. They're sharing their itinerary, all this and that and everything else. And now I'm talking to all my friends. I'm like, now I feel like I'm pot committed.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I have to go.
Show up.
So, like, everybody I worked with, all my friends, I put it all over Facebook at that point in time. Like, what should I do? And, normally if I post a picture or something on Facebook, it gets like, 5 heart emojis and a couple of thumbs up. This thing got like 180 interactions on it, like 200 comments, this post of everyone saying, you need to go. You need to videotape it.
I mean, I agree.
I should have. I
Yeah.
mean, it was pretty much like The Hangover. Like, we were talking about a movie. It could have worked out that way. But I didn't go. Saw pictures and stuff. Looks like they had a good time.
It looks like they had a fucking good time.
Looks like they
Saw
had a good
pictures that
time. Pissed
You
off
had
I
access
wasn't
to
there.
Google Drive.
Pissed off that I wasn't there. So kind of let that go. And then fast forward about 14 months later, 15 months later, I start getting confirmation of automobile insurance payments. I'm like, is this dude just screwing up on purpose now? Like, is he giving people my email? And then I'm starting to think, well, maybe Gmail's just broke. Maybe there's actually 2 domains being
They use
used
the
this
same
way.
one.
Maybe there's a duplication somewhere. So keep getting all those confirmations. I'm getting travel bookings to New York and stuff like that. I'm like, man, I could cancel this guy's hotel room right
Just
now.
fuck everything up.
Like, I could just be a thorn in this guy's
Pure
side.
chaos.
So, hadn't heard nothing from good old Ryno in the
You
state
got
of
ID
Texas.
and everything. He's fucking
yeah.
Ryan Johnson.
I could just ruin it. The other day, I get a notification. I hadn't been paying attention to my Gmail. My Gmail is one of those accounts when you open it up, it's like you have 19,000 unread messages.
Oh my
I'm a
God, I can't
savage.
handle that.
So, open
You
it
too?
up.
You do?
A lot more.
Oh, it's
Oh my
bad.
God,
A
I
lot
can't,
more than that.
I can't handle it.
I'm normally not like that, but I don't really deal with my own personal email much. I got too many work emails to fool with.
72,000.
Do what?
72,000.
Oh my
What
God.
the fuck?
That makes
You're a
me sweat.
sociopath.
It's all advertisements and like coupons and
Market is
If you don't
red.
pull the mic over to your head,
it's all
just
coupons.
I love you. I love you. You're great.
So this week, I get an email notification. I apparently missed a couple of them along the way. But at the beginning of April, Ryan number 2, as I affectionately call him, was offered a job at a realty firm.
Is he older or younger than you?
He's older than me.
You're round number 2, I think,
Well, it was my email first, so he's number 2.
I guess.
He was offered a job at a realty firm in Texas. And I'm like, okay, just kind of shrugged it off. And then I realized that the people in recruiting are kind of remotely being hasty towards him. They're like, hey,
Yeah, it was a.
we are patiently awaiting your feedback on your arrival for this position.
Yeah.
We haven't heard from you in like
Like, this
3
dude's a
weeks
mover.
now.
Like, this guy does shit.
Oh, he moves all over. He's a globetrotter.
He does shit.
So I'm at this juncture now where I'm like, this recruiting firm or whatever it is, and it's weird because the person that's sending the emails, their name is Porcelain, which is awkward in and of itself, and it's spelled janky. Okay, so it's weird. Everybody's kind of called that portion of it out too.
It seems like it's a book.
So herein lies the question. We weekly release a podcast where we fully endorse people quitting their job. What happens if I quit this guy's job?
There's only one way to find out.
It seems very on brand.
It's very on brand, but here's my question. Are there legal ramifications?
No, I mean, look, you could come at it from the point of view of, I didn't know it said Ryan Johnson on the email. I was
Plausible
just letting these
deniability.
guys know that I'm.
So would you
like
Now I
accept
can't
his
do that
position?
because now someone's like, hey, you hear that fucking podcast? This dude know full well what's going on.
Nobody listens to this podcast.
You're right.
It's all talk. It's
So what are you going to quit his job?
I don't know. So there's actually probably 2 or 3 things in play here. All right, I can quit. And then he's probably just screwed because I'm pretty sure he took a job in New York.
You can accept it, and then he's going to 2 jobs.
Well, he's already formally kind of accepted it, but what if I just move forward with the job myself? And ask if there's any remote opportunities. Is it okay if I remote in from
How hard could it be? This guy who don't know his own emails.
I mean, he doesn't know what's going on, and it has to be more money than what I'm making right now.
Well, yeah. I bet it's not.
And then I can
stressful.
quit the job that I have right now.
So I actually don't think it's like, I bet you would get to show up the first day. You know what I mean? Like, because HR are slow about doing shit.
Oh yeah, I could probably at least get 8-hour paycheck out of
I
that.
think you could. I think
You have an ID with your name on it. Nobody's
it-
going to question that.
Yeah,
But is it fraud? Like, has this guy already went through the hiring process
it's
and here's my
definitely fraud.
social and everything else?
it's definitely something
Like,
like
am
that.
I Leo DiCaprio and Catch Me If You Can at that
It's
point?
definitely
like,
at
I'm trying
least
to figure it out.
It's definitely at least I don't know what's the where you pretended to be someone. I mean, it's
Well, it depends on how much he's set up to. Like, if he's already got his tax information in there and you're just showing up,
it's probably theft by deception for the company, right?
Yeah.
Because you're saying you're Ryan Johnson,
But
really
at
you're
some
Ryan
point,
Johnson.
is it their fault?
What do you think, Keith?
corporate
100%.
oversight.
Ain't it their employer's fault?
We're going on a cruise in September, and I'm getting emails for someone else.
Oh,
Like
cancel.
their-
So this is a
their
common
payment
thing
is
for some
late
reason.
with their information, their booking number, their cabin number, how much they owe. And I called about it, and I was told, "Oh, it's a glitch in our system. You'll stop receiving it when they make full payment or their cruise deadline is over."
Well, cancel.
I was like, "So you can't remove my email?" No, because we don't know the PIN number.
What the fuck?
So what? Now I'm looking for cruise information. If this guy gets a cruise booking,
Yeah, now
we're,
you
we're
know
still
for
in
sure.
that. We're
Yeah.
hijacking it. Or I'm just going to change the date on it after he pays for it.
I definitely think you should do something with the job. Reply and be like, "Can you up my salary $10,000?"
100%.
And if they say yes, be like, "All right, I accept."
I feel like this is probably definitely going to be an ongoing thing. I was like, man, this needs to be like a story time type situation on TikTok.
I'm excited about it.
See if I can go fucking viral.
I thought that was a really cool story. I wanted to share it with everybody.
I love it.
And that way everybody can be with us and we can follow the Ryan Johnson saga.
Well, I can always bring it up. And that's the other part of it. I'm afraid if I overstep too much, I will lose this connection to Ryan Johnson number 2.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to lose that tether.
you still want to be getting the emails.
Because sometimes it's like the funniest thing that happens to me for 6 months.
You know what?
Of,
It's not it could be relevant in, I mean, if can you go to this place and find a person? There's a Ryan Johnson, where one person is, where they work, you know what I mean, and he doesn't know
Oh,
you
yeah.
exist, and you know where he works.
There's one
Yes.
other Ryan Johnson,
Everything
and I
about
think
him.
he's also in Texas as well. Same spelling. I think he's a dentist, if I remember right.
Anti-dentite.
So I would much rather get his emails because I know that dude's making some money.
They make a lot of money.
I would think so. Yeah.
They make a decent amount of money, but it's not a real dog. Oh, I'd like to have a dentist on. Any dentists that listen, be really cool to have a dentist on, I think.
I have a lot of questions for that. I've watched the whole 9 yards way too many times. Have you ever seen that movie?
Oh, yeah, I love that.
It's phenomenal. I want to know if that's all true. Because at one point they talk about how dentists have the highest suicide rate of any physician
Yeah.
in the country.
Damn.
Why? Is it debt?
It's the
Crippling debt?
nitrous,
Is it the nitrous?
maybe.
But doppelganger Ryan number 2. We'll figure out what we're going to do here soon.
You have to probe the situation for sure.
I'm going to do something. I got to poke the bear a little bit. I just ain't figured it out yet. But next week I'll come back with some updates.
I don't know the story behind why Ryan is spelled Ryan, but when I say Ryan, I think that's how it's spelled. R-Y-N-E, like Ryan.
Oh yeah, it's because
is,
we're from
yeah.
the mountains and we're a bunch of
Ryan.
hicks.
Right. Yeah, Ryan.
Right. See, we can't even say it like people properly say it. It's
Yeah. I'm trying to
Ryan.
make fun of myself saying them with an accent. And really,
Ryan
it's
is
just
spelled
need to
different.
talk. My little girl will walk around and go, like, I pretend like I'm talking like this. And I was like, babe, you can just talk normal. That's how you sound. Like, you can just talk.
It's like we're in meetings all the time with work. And most of the people I work with are out west, and they try to do it. And they're like, "How do you pronounce it?" Because we want to say Ryan, but we know that's not right. I'm like, one syllable, just one syllable.
Just say it.
Ryan,
Ryan.
Ryan,
Ryan.
like pine tree, but with an R. Ryan.
It's like run, but you can't say your use. Run.
You'll put some gravel in it.
You got to throw it in there. Oh, that was another thing. Like,
This has to be we have to. Whoever's listening to this fucking segment, I feel like our listeners, there's no way they're still with us. Nobody's going to listen to the
last
first
thing, and I'll
3
loop
minutes.
it back, and we'll get back on topic. So, we're from the South, right? Most of us has had some type
Oh,
of
yeah.
working or inner workings with the call center. You get on the phone with some of these people, and they flat out either love or hate your accent.
Women get like emotionally abused about it. Like,
Oh yeah,
stay on the phone with them.
and so some, like I said, some love it, some hate it. And there was a conversation topic going on the other day about how I was trying to handle a hard situation conversation point. And I was like, you know what? I just kind of honey baby sugar pied him a little bit and got through it. And one of those people in Arizona, they're like, you did what? It's a honey baby sugar pied him. They're like, what the hell did
I
you
use it in
just
chat
say?
too. Like in chat, like I say, like I'll be doing like chat is like text based support, and like y'all, I say y'all and shit like in chat. So I'm like to get over it, I would say it on the phone.
This is they just
appreciate
didn't
you.
understand that context. They're like, well, can you say that in slow motion? I was like, yes. Honey, baby, sugar, pie.
Honey baby sugar pie.
And it's like, you got to hit them with a southern dialect. And sometimes they're like, oh my God, where you from, Texas? I'm like, nope, I'm from
Well,
Kentucky.
and like, and when I answer the phone,
Drawl on it.
well, and my name's Dusty, so I immediately get like, oh, it's a good Texas name. You from Texas, ain't you? And I was like, actually, no. Where you from? California.
All right. I've had us off topic enough. We
We're
gotta get back. We are back.
We're back.
Dinosaurs.
That was work related, by the way.
Yeah, it was. That's why we want everybody to know.
Mildly.
Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. Thank you, Mom, for being here. Not my mom, but somebody's mom.
You're welcome.
Got it. The assist from Ryno with the applause. Just cut that off. Those people just stop clapping. Clap? No. Those are real people. It's not an applause track. That's fun. So, first question for you about being a mother. Which kid's your favorite?
Well, I love
No.
both.
Gun to your head. You have to pick one. Do it. Which one's your favorite? You have to say it.
Draco.
Oh, that's her dog.
Okay,
Which is
so-
not untrue.
He's also a
100%.
child.
You 100%. If there was a fire in your home, you would get the dog first.
Yeah, the others can jump out the window.
They're fine.
Fend
Get
for
the dog.
themselves. They're fine.
To really set the stage, though,
How
is
close
there
are my
a
cats to the door?
harder
How close are my
job
cats?
in the world than being parents?
No,
No.
that shit sucks.
You don't get
It's
paid
awful.
for it. You don't get to retire.
Yeah,
It's fucking.
it's
No,
exhausting.
as soon as you retire, you think you've retired, but you've actually accepted a new position, which is grandparenthood.
Yeah.
Just hit
And then they
restart.
dump more kids on you.
Yeah,
Restart.
Just the restart button.
yeah. And,
However, though, grandparenting seems to be a lot more fun than
well, they just get to
Parenting.
ditch it though, right? Like
they
they
do whatever they want and just send them back.
spoil
to
and
the
send it
parents.
back.
I don't want my kids to have any Mountain Dew. Kid comes home holding like not even just like a can, like a 20, not even a 20-ounce bottle. It's like the extended 6-pack. So 24-ounce. I'm like, you're just trying to
He
kill
asked
me.
for it.
Oh, it's okay.
It's fine. He asked for
We
it.
had 3 today. It's all right.
So accurate.
Key does that too. She's an enabler. My kids.
I do not.
She'll be like, go get them whatever. Key is like village mom though, so that's why we really want to have her on, because it's like when we have like huge get-togethers or usually any night that something's going on, she's here like cooking or helping clean up or wrangling the hoodlums into one room. and caging
To
them
be
in.
fair, like you called me the mom. She's our mom in here.
Oh,
most of
she's
the time.
she's definitely she's definitely her
taking
mom.
care of us while we're recording.
Just
and
like
stuff.
bringing us drinks and stuff during the recording.
Yeah.
I'm like, what can I get you, honey? What you need?
Honey baby sugar
Say,
pie.
honey, baby, sugar pie. What you need?
Sometimes we don't ask. We just bring it and sit in front of you.
So okay, so you're not gonna pick. You know, Mother's Day is just a scam, right? Mother's Day is
What holiday isn't?
huh?
What holiday isn't?
4th of July? No, wait, hold on. No, that one for sure.
St. Patrick's Day.
President's Day.
No.
St. Patrick Day is for beer. Anyway, what Mother's Day? Hallmark definitely did it right.
Okay,
Oh
so
yeah,
I'll say
it's all literally propaganda.
I can't pick a favorite, but if I had to pick an easiest to parent, it would be Hunter. It would
Yeah.
be my boy.
Cause them girls, yo, jeez.
I was never
Right.
like that. I was never dramatic.
See, right now,
Oh, for you, it's flipped, isn't it?
well, she's just 4 right now, so
Yeah.
she's not really got into the whole entire. I don't really know what I'm up against yet.
Oh, mine started at like Terrible Twos hit at like 18 months, and it's never stopped.
No, she was
And we're on
sassy and pretty
13.
bad. Hers hit at 3. That's when she kind of took off. But like, see, it's so weird. It's like we thought my oldest would end up being like the social butterfly, and he started out that way, and he's got completely backwards
Yeah.
now. But my daughter, like, someone can have like music playing on a ringtone, and she will hop on top of a picnic table and just start twerking. Like in the middle of public, everywhere. Like we took her up to prom. Everybody's walking into prom. They're playing music, and she's on top of a picnic table, just dancing, just bumping and grinding. I'm like,
Fine, I'm
honey,
sure it'll
you
be
gotta
fine.
sit down.
Sure, it's gonna be
please."
fine.
So I feel like you're right. I feel like boys are probably easier. I just don't know what I've got myself into yet.
Early on, Hunter was eccentric. He was hard to handle in the beginning. Then he mellowed out, and then she was the hard
Yeah,
child.
he's a lot more chill the last few
So
years. Like,
now he's chill, but now he's the one that I'm like. just
So what's the
trying to
ages
chill.
right now?
He'll be 15 July. She'll be 13 October.
Oh, so she's just hitting teenage years.
He's gone through that phase. She's hitting it, and it's just it never stops. It's like you start a phase and you can't wait for it to end, and then when it starts tapering off, here comes the other one.
I'd love to tell you you'll be good when they graduate, but I'm pretty sure that one's never moving out.
Oh no,
She's living with you forever.
100%.
Yeah, you can't do anything about
tells me
that.
Yeah.
Are they both in this stuff right now, like sports, extracurriculars? And
Yeah,
stuff
Hunter
like
just got back into baseball.
So here's the
baller.
thing. Like we were talking about how parenthood is one of the hardest jobs in the world.
Yeah,
Single
so I
parenthood
was gonna say, yeah.
is where really I kind of put you up on a pedestal for what you do. So now you've got 2 kids going opposite different directions, and you're trying to figure that out.
And not only that, but she in particular runs everybody else's fucking kids too.
Yeah.
Like she does.
Yeah,
everybody
that's what I'm
else's kids,
saying.
too,
It's
so.
just, it's constant work.
That's why there wasn't anybody I'd rather have on the show. So we're happy that you're on here because that's a hard ass job that you can't quit. Oh well. Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Listen, audience, if he says she needs to quit this job, I'm kicking him in the dick. Like,
Whoa.
I have a direct shot right now.
I'm not gonna say don't quit the. I'm not saying quit the job. Don't quit the job. I like your
But
kids.
some days
It's
you
fine.
can call in.
But you should be able to call in sometimes.
Thanks, Mom.
Somebody get them. Well, that's kind of the thing about them getting older, though, is like can almost stay on their own, except for your kids. You know, wouldn't trust them to.
Funny story for 6
She's-
months ago.
Nope.
No, y'all want to know that story? I'll tell you. But they jumped out the window and ran to the neighbor's house because Mom was coming in with her key. They thought someone was breaking in.
Somebody's breaking. So they jumped out their window and ran to the
Jumped out
neighbors.
Hunter's window.
So you
I
jumped
just
and
got
scared your own kids?
No. I just got off the phone with him. Mom was in the driveway, and she was using a key. So Jordan's like, "Someone's breaking in," and Hunter's like, "Okay, let's jump out my window."
He just wanted a reason to jump out his
In
window,
a
though.
5-minute span, I talked to Hunter, to Mom. Someone was breaking in. Mom was in the bathroom. They were at the neighbor's house. Neighbor was coming over with a gun. And then
Yeah,
I call and
those
they
are
say,
always
"No,
awkward.
stop, it's Mama."
I've been through a couple. I've been through one of those at least, like in the last 4 months.
I don't see my kids jumping out their window. I see
I
Chloe
wasn't
getting
jumping out the window. I literally came home. My kid wasn't there. I was like, "Oh God!" I was like, I told him to literally I'm like, I get off at work at 3. You get off of school at 3. You're literally gonna be there for like 30 minutes by yourself. Just go there, sit there, coming to you, picking you up, going
It's
to
gonna
the
be
ball
fine.
game.
Yeah.
He ain't there.
What the fuck?
So come to find out, like my phone wasn't working right. My mother-in-law's phone wasn't working right. She came up there, picked him up, told him to call me. He didn't call me, or he did. He says he did. My phone wasn't working. So I got there and I had a panic attack. He was like a mile down the road.
What was he doing? Just walking?
He was literally right down here at the gym.
Oh,
At
just fucking hanging out.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, my kid's gone.
Father of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, it's a hell of a job.
Last one.
It's a hell of a job.
And as a like dad, and you know, we'll do that. We'll do a Father's Day episode. And maybe we can have my dad on.
Oh God.
Sure.
Please.
No, he said it. He did. I mentioned it to him, and he was like, "I'm gonna come down there and get on your mics." And I was like, "Hell yeah, Dad! That's gonna be awesome. I'll turn your gain."
I'm gonna come down there
All
and
the way
cast a
down.
pod for you.
Well, he worked in the mines for 20 years, so he's got awesome stories, and nobody else will get to talk. It'd be
Easiest episode we've ever put out.
3 hours later, y'all got anything?
yeah. It'll
y'all wanna
literally
say?
just be. I think it'll just be an hour of just. It'll be like we'll have
I'm
like,
wearing Kevlar.
you should
Wearing Kevlar.
shave your chest right here.
Just
in this-
gonna wear Kevlar.
Clint Eastwood like
Yeah.
a metal.
Helmet, Kevlar.
So what's your
That
starting
way he
salary for
cannot
your
get
job, King?
any facial hair.
Starting salary?
Your starting salary for this job?
Nothing.
I think child tax credits.
It goes to them
taxes.
too. What's it?
Oh, that's true.
What do you
I feel like that counts your salary for moms.
Yeah.
Child tax credits.
It should.
That's your starting salary.
I mean, mom is an
CPS
incredibly
can fire you, though,
underappreciated
right?
gig. Yeah. Oh, they can.
This is CPS who can fire you from that job.
That's the governing body for sure.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, there should specifically, like I said, while ago with single parenthood and stuff like that, there should be like an insurmountable amount of tax credits for that.
Yeah.
I know there are quite a few things that goes into taxes probably, but
Well,
I feel like
it's-
there should be more.
You get nothing. It should be like single mom grants. You know what I mean?
What's that?
Well, it's you should get it because it's like trying to go to school and shit, which you've done all that, and you sleep like 2 hours a night, so it's pretty impressive.
That's actually another thing to get into. So not only obviously your mom, but you juggled a 9 to 5. How's the balance there with that? Like,
It's been rough, but I mean, it works. While having kids and being a single mom, I've managed to get a master's degree and bachelor's
insane.
Did that one on my own.
proud of you.
Did that one on my own.
bachelor's in the healthcare field and
Feels like we're using
master's
too
in
much.
teaching. And now starting in June, I'll still be within the school system, but a completely different, under a different umbrella and a different company. But, it's been manageable. It's been hard, but it's been manageable. And more than anything, it's just trying to show them and prove to them, you practice what you preach. If
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them you can do anything you set your mind to, then I have to show them. And
You should see too, like Keisha, we share philosophy on like if your kids start something, they have to finish it. Like no matter what, no matter how much they hate it, no matter what.
I had that exact conversation with somebody this weekend.
And her kids fucking hate everything they start. I don't know why they do anything. Because they just complain the entire time. And she's like, no, come on. We are going. I don't care how miserable you are and what is going on. And she's like, and I'm going to work the concession. I'm going to be happy as shit. And you're going to be out there miserable. And I don't care. You better put a smile on.
It was actually with my team at work. We had that exact conversation. Like, my daughter has a t-ball game at 5. I really don't want to go. Like, I just,
Yeah, it's a lot.
They're like, well, if she hates it so bad, why don't y'all just stop going? I'm like,
no.
She signed up for it.
She wanted to do it.
Nope.
Hunter signs up and Hunter's happy with it. It's the everyday, like the redundancy of practicing games,
Yeah.
rest. Like he wants his time. He gets that on the weekends, but with Jordan, it's a
They're pretty
literal
good kids.
fight,
You- You're doing a good job as a mom, though. They're pretty good kids. They could be a lot worse. I mean,
With the educator side of it, have you ever had to teach your own kid in the classroom?
Well, I had them both in gym when I was the PE teacher.
that's not real, though.
Well, when I stepped into the classroom, I was asked
Is that rude?
by the principal if I wanted to teach my daughter, and my answer was no.
No.
And she looked at me. She's like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "No."
No, I'm going to call her a bitch in front of the
No.
other students. They're gonna be like, what?
I will be 10 times harder on her, and we don't we don't work well together. No. If it had been Hunter, I would have 100%. I would have taught him. But I asked Jordan 2 plus 2 is, and it's 7. No, Jordan, 2 plus 2, 5. I don't know. And it's a fight and screaming match.
Uphill battle.
That's Bree.
Well, it's just
a
like
screaming
coaching.
match.
Like you just said, it's the same thing as coaching.
Yeah.
If you coach your own kid, either you're going to do it one of two ways. You're going to daddy ball the hell out of it, and your kid's going to be God and immortal. Or you're going to go in there and rip your kid apart in front of God and everybody. So it's like, I ain't going to have no mommies, daddies on my case.
Yeah.
They're going to know that I'm just going to obliterate my kid. They're going to know there's no favorites. I feel sorry for Asher.
Yeah.
Like I
it's
put him
tough.
through
Yeah,
it.
that's
Like
why-
my dad did it to me. Like the dad was actually very candid about it. I got in the car one day. I was like, I done nothing to you. Why did you make me run until I puked up whole chunks of ravioli? This is literal conversation that happened. And he's like, I had to. I'm like, I didn't do anything. He's like, you'll understand someday. I get it now.
Had to do it.
I get it now.
I interviewed another awesome mother this week when she was in My Mother. Right now I'm going to cut to her in studio and my conversation with her. I'm here in studio with my mother is here.
Hello.
And I say hi to the Hustlers, Mom.
Hey, hustlers.
She's going to use her radio voice the whole time because she can't help it. That's what she has to do. She can't do anything about that at all. This is for the Mother's Day episode.
Okay.
And we're recording it before Mother's Day because you're taking a Mother's Day trip with my wife to go party without me.
Mhm.
So happy Mother's Day. Happy Father's Day. I'm going to go without all with everybody else.
That's what to do.
That seems the way. Okay. Real quick, what is your job as a mother? You're a great mother. It's a great job. Congratulations. We're trying to use the applause a lot more. Your favorite part about being a mom?
I think probably my favorite part is caring for my kids because I think it's a need that I have. And when you have children, you get to hone and use that instinct that maybe is God given to take care of and do.
Incorrect. Incorrect. It was having me as a child.
No, that was not it.
No, that's the answer. It wasn't. It was. I already knew the answer. We talked about it before.
You were a joy. You were a joy when you were younger. I don't know what happened, but
It was my father's fault.
yeah, he did something to ruin that. But when you were real young, greatest little kid ever.
Hear that? Greatest kid ever. Just so everybody knows, greatest kid of all time.
That is not what I said.
That's what I heard.
I know.
I hear what I want to.
I got
That's
that.
okay.
I got that. You have middle child syndrome.
I have just syndromes,
Yes,
a
of course.
bunch of them.
Mhm.
All right, I love you, Mom.
love
Thanks
you,
for
son.
thanks for coming to the studio just a minute and enjoying it. All right, go back to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome back into Unpaid Lunch. We're here in studio with Key. Mother's Day episode. She's a mother. She's a mother. A great mother.
She's a mother. What?
I'm a mother of all.
I don't think that's what he was going to say.
I got those mixed up. It's just so much what I'm used to saying is that. So, do you have a funny story about your mom? It's Mother's Day. So you talk about your mom.
I do.
Your mom's hilarious. She doesn't mean to be,
No,
but she's so funny.
So I apologize in advance. I don't think it will offend anybody. I'm gonna tell anybody, but
Doesn't matter.
so I get a call. This has been probably about 12, 13 years ago. I get a phone call, 2:30 in the morning. She's dating a guy at the time, living with him, and I get a call. Hey, Key. So your mom's unresponsive in the floor.
Oh, shoot.
You know, I freak out. Walk up to my dad, lived just a few houses up at the time. Call my brother, take my kids to my dad. Me and my brother jet out. He busts his tail light like we're peeling out, you know. I was like, Hunter, or Josh. I got
Hunter.
Josh.
Oh, my God.
See, Josh, you know, like
It's the future.
she might possibly be dead at this point. Like, let's at least get us there alive. Let's see, you know.
And you didn't know what was going on.
No. So we get there. She's unresponsive in the floor. Her eyes are open. She's obviously alive, but she can't respond to anything. And so I'm talking to her, trying to nurse her back to health, roll her over. He had her on her back. He's like, oh, well, she was doing homework at the table and she started slouching down. I thought she just fell asleep like she usually does. And, I left her there till the baseball game was over.
She saw a basilisk through a mirror.
That's what happened, yeah.
So long story short, we're there at 3:30 in the morning. She's in the floor. Her eyes are open. She's not responding. And I said, Mom, if you can understand anything I'm saying, just blink your eyes. She starts blinking, and there's tears running out of her eyes. And I was like, okay, something bad's wrong. He's drugged her. Something bad's wrong. She's, at this point, we don't know if she's diabetic, but she had heart problems and high blood pressure.
And you know what's going on, right?
No. So we get the ambulance there. It takes 45 minutes to get them there. They get there, get her on the gurney, and get her in the ambulance. And I get in the ambulance with her, and she starts yelling and screaming at this point. First time we've heard her voice. Get out, I won't say his name, but, I want him in here. I was offended. Highly offended.
Yeah.
Highly upset at this point. So me and my brother go on to the ER and wait on him. They get her situated. When they tell us we can come back, he's leaving. He said, I'm going home to go to bed. I got to work in the morning. Okay. So I go back, and when I get back to the ER, I hear her laughing hysterically.
Your mom?
Yes, laughing like evil.
So he knows what's going on. He's aware.
Yeah, at this point. So I go back, and she's like, oh, I got to tell you about this. Honey, come on back here. She said, I was just climbing this ladder, this big bright white light. I was climbing and climbing. It just kept getting bigger and bigger, and something just yanked me down. Yanked me right back down. I didn't know what was going on. She just starts cracking up. So, we're still lost at this point. So they keep her overnight for observation. Nobody says anything to us in the ER. Her doctor comes in the next day and said, can you step out so I can talk to her? I said, no, I'm her daughter. You can tell me anything you got to say to her. She said, no, I need you to step out. So I step out. Well, I messaged Bree at the time. Me and Bree weren't super close at the time, but I messaged her, and she's like, patient confidentiality. I can't tell you nothing. I love you, but I can't tell you anything. So fast forward a day or so, I told Mom, I was like, you get discharged from the hospital, you're coming home. You're coming home with me. You're not going back to his house. I feel like he's drugged you. Something's happened. Somebody's not telling me something somewhere. So she's sitting at my kitchen table, and she's tapping her fingers, and she starts cackling. She said, how much do you love your mommy? I was more than anything. Mom. She said, call your brother and tell him to come down here. I got something to tell you. She starts cackling. I'm like, oh, this ain't good. This ain't good. So he gets down there, and she said, you know how the doctor asked you to leave the room? And I said, yeah. She said, I failed a drug test. I said, what? She said, well, that night that all happened.
Happens to the best of us.
Well, my potassium dropped, but, we went to street side and had a few drinks, and then I come back up and took a hit of a joint with it. It's only one hit, but I took a hit of a joint with him, and, my lights kind of went out, and then I seen a big bright white light the next time I seen
Faded.
And she said, it's only one hit, though. And I said, Mom, what were you thinking? She said, well, no, he don't smoke often. He's had it for 2 or 3 years in there in a drawer. He just smokes every now and then. I said, so the weed you smoked was about 2 or 3 years old? And she said,
so you feel like it was
well,
laced?
yeah. And I was like, that
so your mom just got faded.
She said, what do y'all think about your mommy getting high? So at this point, we're on the floor rolling.
Oh, God.
We didn't know what to think. And she said, well, I can tell you, we don't mix well with alcohol and blood pressure medicine and heart medicine and now diabetes medicine.
I think she was just baked.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That you.
She said, but she only took one.
Literally everything she just said tells me I can never smoke weed.
Coming from
I think
her,
you'd have a panic attack. Yeah.
coming from her and at that point in our lives, it was just completely out there. And she was, even telling us, she was still baked when she was telling us.
3 days later.
Yeah.
Completely faded through it.
Are you disappointed in your mommy?
So
that type of thing.
I know a story about a mom, and I can't say it's my mom because if it was my mom wouldn't want me to tell that story. But there's a story about my friend's mom that took edibles one time and just didn't think they were working. And like I got messages from my friend's mom saying saying you know, I don't think this is working. How long does it take to work? Like should I take more? Then I didn't hear anything.
The messages systematically get worse.
Then I didn't hear anything for about 30 minutes from my friend's mom. And then I got FaceTimed 3 times in a row by my friend's mom and my friend's sister who was with my friend's mom the whole time. And yeah, long story short, she got super fucked up on edibles and didn't know what was going on and was supposed to be somewhere to pick up her husband, my friend's mom's husband. Was supposed to be there and she couldn't go get him because she was on edibles and she didn't think they would work. She literally said, "How long is this going to last?" And I said, "It's going to last a little while. It's going to last a little
Longer
bit."
than that trip that you're needing to take right now in just a moment.
Yeah, she was like, "Is it? I gotta be somewhere in an hour." And I was like, "No, you don't.
You need to go
Be in a
lay
damn
down.
couch for an hour.
You're not going to be anywhere for an hour."
Back to the whole
When you
Mother's
was
Day.
explaining like the ladder up to the light, Andrew, you're gonna love this. But the only thing that I had in my head, and it just goes back to last week, is Constantine floating up. My brain's like John Constantine drifting, just flipping
off as he goes up.
John Abruzzi from Prison Break.
I love that. What'd you say, Kay?
Back to the whole Mother's Day thing, you know. and
Mother's
just
Day.
Trying to tackle everything as a mom or even a single mom. If any mother says she's not tried some form of something at some point to help her get through motherhood, she lying. She lying.
Feels like
Whether that's alcohol,
they're all on.
weed,
I think every mom's on
like
antidepressants or
medicinal, like whether it's prescribed or not, like it's
or like
hard.
uppers.
Yeah, it's hard.
Try to keep going all the time.
Yeah. You gotta
Dads
have
are the
some form of
opposite.
help.
Dads are just like sit around and then want to take more medicine to make them sit around more. I do a lot of dad stuff. I do a lot of stuff like standing and watching TV incidentally. But then my wife does the most mom stuff ever. Like every mom will just get up in the middle of a fucking movie and go do something.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the middle of a movie.
That's why so many moms don't remember parts of movies, and
Well,
you dads remember every word.
Like, what's going on? Like, I'm like, we're just sitting there, and she's not like, I'm like, you want me to pause it? And she's like, no, I'm good. And I'm like, what do you mean?
I can hear it while I'm
And then
hopping
she comes back and
popcorn.
asks you what happened.
Yes, this is a big plot line. This is
We
what
can
I don't-
multitask.
Kid, she's putting stuff in the dryer. I'm like you turn
hear-
the dryer on.
I hear it. I still hear it. I can rewind.
No, we're not rewinding. It's live.
The
She don't
work
want to.
is
This
never
is-
done.
This is the worst part about it. She doesn't want to. She's like, no, we're good. I don't have to watch that part.
You can fill me in later.
Yeah, she's not gonna remember it. She don't remember anything anyway.
No.
About shows.
Listen, it's like she's talking about like having to take things to try to cope and try to get through it and stuff. I've not been great. I'll be the first to admit I've not been the best in the world the last couple of years. It's just because my anxiety and shit's just been otherworldly.
Happens.
But I'm telling you, like, me and her talk about this all the time. Like, parenthood is one thing, but when you're realizing that you're probably in your late 30s and you're undiagnosed ADHD, it takes a whole different spin. Like, we're talking about, like, literally, like, I feel so bad for her because it's how she has to get through the day sometimes. She will literally make alarms.
For your
Not
wife?
to wake up, but to remind her to keep her on track to get through, like, housework and stuff like that. She's like, okay, listen. Setting alarms. Me and you were going to go 100 mile an hour, 20 minutes. You take this room, I take this room.
She's
we go.
super moms too, though.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I
she's
guess
a
it's just
workhorse, man.
just moms, right? Moms are just like that.
They're
Like,
all like that.
How do you get all that shit done? Because his dads were like, well, I nailed this board up and I screwed this cabinet back in. Like, I'm fucking good. That's all I needed to do. Like, I did my job. What else?
And
is
we
going
expect
on?
praise for it.
Yeah. Fucking look at me. I'm a great father.
She tagged me in a post like years ago. It's like my husband when he puts in one load of laundry, and it's like the old school like WrestleMania 1 and 2 when they're coming in on like the big huge like cordoned off like roped entrances and it's like Macho Man
Yes.
just like basking in everyone's glory. I'm like,
I am amazing.
that's kind of hurtful, but very much true.
And my wife would never take any like gratitude for any of it. I mean, nobody would never take anybody say anything great about the way she does it. My mom, however, is like, yes, praise me.
Well, I've noticed like,
Just kidding, Mom.
the older we get, like if you brag on, like if I brag on my wife, I think it makes her mad.
Yeah.
She's like, don't brag on me. This is what I do all the time.
Yeah.
Like you didn't brag on me like
This
2
is
years
my
ago when I was
daily
doing this.
shit.
Don't brag on me now.
This is my daily
That's
shit.
on me. That's my fault. I
You
mean,
missed your chance, bud.
I gotta be
Should've
better.
bragged on me in the
Cleaned up your
beginning.
underwear on the floor.
I gotta be better. Love you.
I was sitting there thinking, man, it sounds like a couple of guys in holes with shovels right now.
That's all right. They know. They know what they signed up for. That's fine. My mom didn't sign up for it, I guess. I was like 10 pounds or some shit. Like
I'm going to ask a
10
question
pounds, 8
here.
ounces or something.
This is
Fucking huge.
specifically for Keisha because when I
Stitches.
say this, I fully believe this. I don't know about you. I want to know if you fully stand behind this.
Probably not.
When you say you don't want nothing for Mother's Day, do you mean it or
fuck.
do you want something?
Oh no, I truly mean I don't. If I want anything, it's time with my children. I'm not a.
This is a trap question.
It's a trick because
Well, no, truly. Like, and people are different, but I'm not a material.
Andrew's just shaking his head no the
I'm
whole
not a
time.
material type of girl. Like, Mom. Okay, I come in from work Friday.
My wife's not like that
I
either.
went in the bedroom. I realized my bedroom light was on.
She
and
won't
I
let you get
didn't know
everything?
why.
No, she's exactly what she's calling it right now. She's like, if I tell you 100% I don't want nothing, I don't want nothing.
Yeah.
Or at least that's the way I take it a lot of time.
So,
you still go get some.
Oh yeah, still go get something, man.
so all that means though is that we don't expect anything. If we get anything, we're appreciative, but we
Yeah.
don't expect
See
it.
that what you just said is confusing. That's
That's my wife. That's why I
the
wanted
part
to
that's
ask the
confusing.
question.
So
That's
if
why I wanted to
I
ask the
don't
question.
want anything,
That's the part
my
that's
mood
confusing.
and my feelings aren't going to change. If you get me something, I'm happy. If you don't get me something, I'm still happy. Okay, so I go in, my bedroom lights on.
This is why it's hard to be a man.
Let me explain, okay?
There's
Let me
so
explain.
much fine print,
Let me
man.
explain. So I come home Friday. I notice my bedroom light is on my door shutting the lights on. That never happens. So I go about my business. Well, when I go in my bedroom, there's a nightgown, a teddy bear, and flowers sitting in my room. And I was like, Mom, why'd you do this? She's like, it's for me and the kids. And I was like, the kids are at school today. She's like, well, they wanted to get you something. So, and I'm appreciative for that. And I'm thankful for that.
But you would have been
truly.
thankful and appreciative if you didn't get it.
Right. I'm okay with just time with them. I
I don't think Andrew has stopped shaking
Everybody's
his
shaking their
head for the
no,
last 5
Monroe,
minutes.
Monroe's off mic.
Moms are so used to giving to others and providing for others. They feel guilty for asking.
See, I think, don't
or
you think
expecting?
dads are more transparent? Like, do you want something for Father's Day? Yeah.
Well, okay.
Like, what do
would
you want?
for
I want
Father's
this.
Day?
I want this fucking game.
Who doesn't want anything for free?
Yeah.
So
Get me-
that's
get
the
me a
thing right
gift.
there. It's like, so
I love a gift.
with
Give me
Mother's
something.
Day, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. So we're like,
We'll cut it, I promise.
there's Mother's Day and stuff like that. It's like if you ask them outright, it's like, hey, what do you want? I don't really want anything. But there's hints. It's like, I really like these flowers. I really like this Stanley cup. Like there's these things that are laid
I
out.
lost my earring.
But if they come to me, like my kids or anybody, my wife comes to me and they're just like, hey, what do you want for Father's Day? My hat's really dingy. I need a new hat.
I need a new fucking hat.
Like it's there. There it is. It's
What
just
you're
like,
saying is, I really need to say, yeah, I'm like a pedicure, a manicure, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas
Oh my
Roadhouse.
God! Yes,
Listen.
fucking do that. Oh my
100%.
God!
because then at that
Yes.
point, it takes the anxiety out. It's like, well, let
I
me write
wish
that
so
down.
much.
Boom,
I
boom.
was
1,
like-
2, 3, go.
Hey babe, what do you want for Mother's Day? And if she said a massage and a pedicure, I'd be like, that was fucking awesome. Thank you.
So there's anxiety in us picking what we want because we're truly content, even if we don't get it.
Is that why you can't decide on dinner?
No, it's because the last time they decided on dinner, it doomed all humanity.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, I think we should end there.
Wrong.
That's a good place to end.
That's a wrap.
Oh man, Andy P, you want to talk? You're talk about your mom. You're afraid she'll listen and beat the shit out of you.
I don't know,
Any
man. My mom's a
questions?
saint. She's awesome.
Yeah, she is. Really, she is really great though.
She is. She is.
Never-
Always inspired me to be as weird as possible growing up. You know, always asking questions, never be normal. You know, so
Hell yeah, man.
fucking worked.
She is very cool. Like when Andrew was like working in Lexington, living in Lexington and working, I'd go there and like go pick shit up for him, and like she'd bring it out to me, and I'd be there like an hour, just sitting there talking to her in the driveway, doing the most flaming neon thing ever. Just hanging out in the driveway
Through
talking to
your
your mom.
family members and how they're doing.
Yeah, how's your mom and them?
Where they're working.
Everybody's doing good. I'm old enough now to know everybody's mom and them though. That's when you
You
get
guys
to
asked earlier as far as picking a favorite
Oh.
child.
went hard pre-show.
Picking a favorite child, but you know, you talk about the ups and downs or the hard parts or easy parts of parenting each child. You know, as a parent, and I think not just mothers, but parents, fathers included, just parents in general, the hard parts are realizing your mistakes and failures. You know,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and admitting them sometimes. Yeah.
the easy part is loving them, you know, and doing what you know how to do best. But the hard part comes when you feel like you don't know what to do and you feel like you fail them.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, they teach us a lot. A lot. We learn.
Damn, why'd you get so real?
You know,
You got real
like
right
a
at the
lot of
end.
my parenting has come from things I've learned from my kids.
Mom's dropping hate.
You know,
What she's saying though, and I think this is a good closing point on it. If you look at, you know, any great family, and you look at, you know, like the leadership down from the family, there's always like a stalwart, like a bedrock that the whole
Yeah.
entire family rallies around.
Yeah.
It's always a woman.
Oh yeah,
It's
for
never
sure.
a man. Like,
Yeah.
listen, you know, like my grandmother on my mom's side, I've said it once and I'll say it 1,000 times over. She
She runs literally the whole show.
she is the matriarch. Like,
Yeah.
even in her older age, the world stops and starts with Betty.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like, that's one of the biggest things I think for Mother's Day is always realizing where you need to rally around. Like, they're like the son of your family.
yeah.
So, like, ultimately, take care of your moms and dads,
That's a
people.
good point. Gosh,
It's always a woman. Always.
you guys are so sweet.
Shucks, we're
That's so
great,
nice.
Ryan. Andy P, we're great.
God,
Dusty, we're great.
I got shit on. Y'all are a bunch of mothers. That's what y'all are. All right, y'all. That's our show. Keith, thanks for coming by. It was a great time.
Good to be here.
Love you. You all make sure you download. We're on everything now. I think we're pretty much everywhere except for a couple of them. But Apple Podcasts and Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, all that stuff. Go listen to them. Like, comment, share, follow, subscribe. Check out Patreon. We got we called some people this week. I did surprise called them and asked them about their favorite movies about from last week's episode. So those are on Patreon. That stuff's up this week. We'll have some more stuff up soon.
I love the whole concept of that. So if you're listening to this, always be weary.
Yeah,
You never know when you're going to get that phone
we might
call.
we're gonna start calling people more.
I
just
love
live.
it. I love the concept of it.
Especially like we can call Nick. We can
Oh,
call
God.
Slick Nick anytime.
Well,
You don't need to answer the phone.
Well, I think that's another one of the things too is, you know, we're always trying to work and book and try to, you know, have everyone mesh on schedule. With that, you don't have to.
We're gonna get a lottery machine, I think, and do lottery balls at the end of everything. All right. I don't know what we're talking about, but yeah. Hey, Mom, I love you. You guys got anything else?
Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy
Hey.
Mother's Day.
Hey, remember, ain't nobody stopping you quitting your job, but you.
Except motherhood.
And maybe your mom.
My mom definitely. She kind of encouraged it actually. Wants me to quit.